So how do we address, the tribalism? Because now, it is in antiquity. It's modern times now. We have an understanding of Black culture and all that. So what about the tribalism now? Because, I just look at, everything, from a whole. If it isn't Crips and Bloods, it's Black people born in that way. It's you got Hebrew Israelites, you got the Kemetic community, you got the Moors, and it just seems like, and I'm new to this conscious community, you know what I'm saying? So I'm only like 3 years in, 3, 4 years in. So, me just going online, looking, searching. I do see camaraderie, but I also see a division too. So what you just went into with tribalism, and with us having all this knowledge, we got the internet, we got books, we got the elders, we got people like you, we got people like me that's trying to learn more at the same time, push it out more. Where's the disconnect? Like, why other scholars beefing with other scholars? You know what I'm saying? Like, when we all know that we're under the thumb of another race of people who is built on power and world dominance and eradicating us. So, like, what do we do? Why are we bickering with each other? Could you please help me understand that one?
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. It's a lot of tribalism, and that really that when you say tribalism, yeah, absolutely. But I think the the deeper thing is the identity crisis. It's
Mm,
like we don't, Black people suffer from a serious identity crisis. And
mm,
so we want to be everything but African, right? I would rather be a Hebrew Israelite than be an African. I would rather identify as a blood. I'm a blood, I'm a Crip, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm
mm.
um I'm a Greek, right? I'm in this sorority or this fraternity,
Right,
or
right.
you have people who will define themselves based on their educational level or their social economic status. Um, I think, but and I'm not saying that it's not okay to to you know to claim these things.
Hmm.
But what I will say is identity is the glue, right, that will bring us together. Having a race first mentality will bring us together. Can you imagine? Because you got people now who will identify with their sexual orientation faster than they say that they're an African. Think
Right.
about it. You got some brothers and
Wow.
sisters who
Wow.
literally will identify with a sexual orientation before they just say that I'm a Black American, or I'm an African woman. They'll say I'm gay, or like literally,
Right.
so that's what we're contending with. And so I think that what we need to do is adopt a race first mentality. I mean, that's what Garvey was pushing. Race first. Tony Martin has a book called Race First. and
Right.
and so if we say, hey, we're going to put our race or identify as our race first, all that other stuff, our religion, our sexual orientation, our educational level, all of that, we'll put all that stuff on the back burner and just understand that we're African people in America. We have a common enemy, and we need to work together to defeat this enemy. All that other stuff can wait, right?
Right.
You know,
Yeah. We can take care of that later.
absolutely.
Yeah, that was beautifully put. And that's just the way I think. I grew up in south side of Chicago, and the gang culture out there is just ridiculous. And then now
I
it's
heard.
yeah, so I don't even live in Chicago no more. I had to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? I love my
Yeah.
city though, but it's definitely a place of just, it's just unease and it's just violence. It does have its beautiful aspects to it. But it's just gotten to a point in other urban cities too, where the self-hate is just ridiculous. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, at this point, it kind of, I always had hope and I'm a fighter, but it just kind of leaves you a little, baffled, like, oh my God, like, will we ever climb up out of this? You see
Well,
what I'm saying?
brother, I don't mean to interject, but that was all by design. I mean, when you
Yeah,
confine a group of people in an area and then you strip them of opportunities,
right.
you deprive them, of opportunities. They don't have access to things.
Hmm.
What do you think is going to happen, right? Like
Exactly.
ghettos. I just want to be clear here that ghettos are an unnatural creation of our government. They created that. I mean, through policies, policies and laws, policies and practices since emancipation. And so they literally put us in these areas and have denied us access to certain things. And when you're denied access to certain things, and you're living in poverty, and that affects your psychology, that impacts your psychology, your the way you think, the way you behave,
Hmm.
your self-esteem. So you mentioned self-hate, right?
Hmm.
Well, if I'm not happy with myself and I hate myself, I'll hate you. And if I do hate you, what's going to stop me from pulling the trigger and shooting you? I mean, so
Exactly.
it's a lot of different things that contribute to that. But I just wanted to say that was all by design, and my heart goes out to our brothers and sisters in Chicago. It's bad like that in Baltimore, man.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Baltimore, they're killing. They don't even care. Children, 70-year-old women, babies, doesn't matter. It's really sad, but
Yeah.
our social problems are tied to our economic problems, and our economic problems are tied to our economic history here in America, and just being locked out and denied access to wealth, and opportunities.
Okay, let me ask you this. I know we're winding down. The economic system. You know, how feasible is it for us to participate in the economic system when we know they're kind of like the puppet master of this? I seen a video of yours when you were I can't remember who you were on with, but you guys were kind of talking about the banking system, and you were reading a particular book that dealt with, how
A-
they
ab-
go
yeah,
ahead.
absolutely. No, you talking about Brother Tiwolo, peace to Brother Tiwolo.
Right, right,
And
right.
yeah, and we were discussing the book The Color of Money by Mercer Baradarin. I always say I probably butcher her first name. I keep calling her Mercer, but it may be something else. But we were discussing the book The Color of Money, Black Banks and the Racial Wealth Gap. And brother, you're right.
So I
How
want
can,
to
yeah, go ahead. I know where you're going.
ask you, do we, and I in another video I seen with Professor Smalls, when he was saying about the Ballad of the Bullet. So, when do we how do we play this little teeter-totter game where we gotta work our way through the system, but if they're holding all the cards, then they could switch up at any time and just leave us. So, like, my proposal is something a little different, but how do you think
Let
we
me let me
deal with
let me let me hear your proposal though. I'm curious.
my proposal is, man, see, my proposal is something that don't even need to be discussed
Okay,
online.
okay. All right. So look, I'll go ahead and talk. Then I'll go ahead and talk. So okay, all right. You trying to set it off? No, I'm just playing. But you trying, let's set it off. Let's take all of it.
No,
But
not even before you go on, not even anything that's of okay, I'll say this. It's more of the approach when you were discussing on one of your videos what Booker T. Washington was doing.
beautiful, yeah, man. That man.
It's that.
Booker T, I hear what you're saying, but I do want to say this. Shout out to Dr. Tareen Wright. That sister changed my perception of Booker T. Washington. And I really feel bad because my perception of Booker T. Washington was largely shaped um on, like what she said, with the whitewashed version of it, and I didn't do my due diligence, and I just kind of took that information as face value, and I didn't dig deeper, and try to understand who he really was.
Okay.
And the more I think about him, I mean, what he did was genius. And what he did, I do believe, can be replicated,
Mhm.
again. And so, like you said, that's nothing to really talk about here.
Mhm.
And so now I understand why you said that. But that is definitely, he's definitely His model is something that could be replicated, and not only his model, but his strategy for how he implemented his model and that machine that he built
Mm-hmm.
um, can be replicated. Other than that, brother, I'm going to say Pan Africanism, Black nationalism, and Pan Africanism.
Okay.
Dr. Amos Wilson tells us in his book Blueprint for Black Power that we should be trying to establish, a global social, economical, and political system. That should be the goal. And while we're working on that, that we should be as a nation within a nation. And I do agree with that, that we should be functioning as a nation within a nation.
Yeah.
Because think about it, like you said, white people have not allowed us to fully participate in their system, their economic system, or their political system. Like you said, they've been keeping us at bay. They haven't functioned as full participants, in this system. Not at all. And so what do we do? Do we continue to ask? Or do we say, okay, now let's, we need to worry about us, and we will function as, as a as what Dr. Amos Wilson will call inner directed group. I want to say that an inner directed group. That's what we need to function as. And so function as a nation within a nation, while simultaneously building and creating, building and maintaining a global Pan-African system. That's what we need to do, brother.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, I just want to ask you one more question, then I'm gonna let you go. I know you're pressed for time. I always talk about this because you know, I'm at a person who has lost 100 pounds. At this particular time, I'm plant based. So,
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you, thank you. So how important it? Because a lot of melanated people, we have this European diet and diabetes, high blood pressure, and everything else you can name, amputations and all this other stuff that we're dealing with, not to even all the other stuff that they putting out here that you know what I'm talking about, so far as injections and all that type stuff. How important is it for us to get back to you know our original diets, leaving out some of the meat, getting rid of some all the sugar and all the salt. Is that something that's important to you? And how, just elaborate a little bit for me.
Well, when you say the original diet, see, Brother Alt would love this question because he has argued and has proven that veganism actually came from white folks. And so I know you're probably surprised when I say that, but I want you to make sure that when you get off this, when you get offline with me, go and look it up. Veganism was taught to us by white folks. And
Okay.
if you look at the border cave in South Africa, some of those caves,
Hmm.
Blombos, and I may
Hmm.
be butchering that, Blombos, or the border cave in South Africa. Those brothers and sisters, and we all are descendants from them, because remember when the ice age occurred,
Hmm.
when the ice age occurs, remember a drought happened in Africa, and what did our ancestors do? They migrated south,
Okay.
and that it was that population that survived and gave rise to the rest of the world. Gave rise to us. Okay, that small population. And if you look on the caves, they were eating shellfish. They were eating fish. So
Hmm.
for folks that run around like, I'm a vegan, I don't eat fish. Your
Hmm.
ancestors, the ancestors that you come from, they did eat fish. So I don't know if we truly study African culture. Those brothers and sisters weren't vegans.
Okay.
You look back at their diets, a lot of them weren't vegans. They ate fish, they ate animals, right?
Okay.
Now did they eat animals all the time? I'm not going to sit here and say no. I'm a pescatarian, so
Okay.
there you have it. But was that a part of their diet every day? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't advocate for consuming meat every day. I just wouldn't. I know that scientists have said that by the time we're in America, by the
Hmm.
time we reach 50, they say that we have 5 pounds of undigested meat just sitting in our intestines. So
Right.
would I advocate for someone eating meat every day? Absolutely not. I advocate for a balanced diet. If you eat meat, okay, but I wouldn't consume it every day. Definitely more fruits and vegetables and vitamins and minerals and herbs. That should be, in my opinion, fruit, the bulk of our diets. And it's very important because, as you stated, a lot of us are dying from ailments. Diabetes isn't because of just diabetes happens because of our diet. And
Mm-hmm.
I just want to knock on wood that diabetes, people say it runs in your family. Well, no, it doesn't run in your family. Eating habits run in your family.
Exactly.
Your genetic makeup runs in your family. So guess
Exactly.
what? If I'm eating like my father and his family, and we all have like, a similar genetic makeup, and their diet causes them to get diabetes, and then I adopt that diet, right? Because my father
Mm.
has passed it down to me, then guess what? Then I'll have the same ailments, right? So it's
Right.
not that it's these ailments run in our families. It's that our eating habits, and our genetics run in our family. And so a lot of us are suffering from diabetes, high blood pressure, high
Mm-hmm.
cholesterol, and so that takes a toll on our bodies. And so if we're going to fight this war, because we are at war, we need to be healthy physically and mentally. And our diet is connected to our minds. I'm going to say that again. Our diet is connected to our minds. How can you function healthy mentally with a poor diet? With a poor
Exactly.
diet, you're
Exactly.
sluggish. Sometimes with a poor diet, you know how people talk about carb crashes. You're
Mm-hmm.
sluggish. You don't feel
Itis.
like doing. You got the itis. How can you function like that? So our
Exactly.
diets are connected to our minds. Our diets are connected to our emotions. Our diet is connected to this body that we're occupying
Mm.
for the moment, and so for the time being. And so we have to ensure that we have the healthy diet, so we can be fit to fight this war.
Exactly. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Well, there you have it, folks. I want to thank Dr. Maya for coming on. She has definitely dropped some jewels for the community. She will continue and has continued to drop jewels for the community. So y'all make sure y'all follow her. Please give them your information where they can find you at on your website, and everything you got going on right now.
Okay, so if you want to contact me directly, feel free to email me at dr.maat.msu@gmail.com. So that's dr.maat.msu@gmail.com. Also, if you're interested in purchasing educational products, okay, educational programs for your children, be sure to head on over to edanimeproductions.com. That's EDANIME productions.com. Or you simply can go to your Google search engine and type in Meltrek, MELTREK. And when you type in Meltrek, our website should pop up. And so thank you so much. Oh, and also, family, visit consciousingenuity.com to get your child enrolled in the Conscious Ingenuity program. All right. And so again, we're offering the program through two African centered institutions this summer, namely the Uhuru Academy and the Freedom Home Academy. So be sure to contact those founders, Baba Amin and Brother Marcus Klein, to get your child enrolled. Brother, we gotta get serious. People talk all this nation building stuff,
Right.
but
Right.
then what are your children watching at home? What
Right.
educational programs do you have your children watching? Because what good is what good are you being conscious if you're not teaching the information to your children? Let me say that again. What good is it that you become conscious with watching, Sinetta TV, you watching Dr. Oh, you watching all of these people and you're getting all this information. What good is the information if you're not teaching it to your children? What good is the information if it's not transforming your life or the lives around you? It's going to be a waste. You're just talking the talk. You're
Mm-hmm.
talking to talk, and we don't have time for that. Right now, we need people who are going to be learning, people who are going to be talking, and people who are going to be talking and building. So we're on this platform tonight, right? We're on this platform tonight, and you and I had a beautiful discussion. But guess what? Dr. Ma'at has products and services for the community. She's not just on, just not, I'm just not on here talking to you. And as of in September, my program will be in 14 schools here in Baltimore County and
Beautiful,
Baltimore City. So this
beautiful.
isn't this isn't just, we're just talking. This is we're talking and we're actively building in the community. So again, what good is being conscious if you're not elevating yourself, elevating your family, and elevating your community? And how do you do that? You get involved and you become active.
Beautiful, beautiful. I just before we leave, I want to offer my hand in any way. I'm currently in Atlanta, Georgia. Like I said, I'm from Chicago. So if there's anything you need assistance with, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Anything that I can do that's within my power to assist in any way. HG is to the street, my platform. Anything I could to promote your all of your endeavors, anything, so, just reach out to me, and, all you got to do is let me know, and I'll definitely be right there on the way. I want to thank all my viewers for tapping in. I want to thank Dr. Maya for coming in, dropping the jewels for us. And, our people, it's time. Black nationalism. It's time to build. It's time to do and not just talk. It's time to come together. It's time to put our petty differences to the side and really get down to business because, like she said, and a lot of people are saying we are at war. We need to quit warring with each other. So, that's it. That's our piece. I want to thank you again, Dr. Maya, for coming on.
No
Um,
problem, King.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. You have a great and blessed night. Okay.
You do the same, King. You take care. Peace and love.
Peace. All right, people, there you have it. Dr. My Aunt just came on and dropped the jewels for y'all. I want to thank her again. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Ears to the streets.com. Well, not .com, .info will be up soon. So, I'm transitioning from using YouTube and going on my own website. It's a nice little price tag attached to it, so everything in due time. But a more simpler version of Ears to the Streets will be up and going on ears to the street.info very soon, very soon. I give it a month or two, and then I'll be posting my videos on my website. I'll still post small segments on YouTube, but for the most part, you'll have to come to Ears to the Street info to hit a knowledge, man. So, man, I'm out. It's the God HG Ears to the Street where fact and entertainment meet. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Awesome interview with Dr. Mayat. Just a absolute amazing interview. It was